Aloha, guys. I just went live so quick. I just realized I do not have dog treats. So hopefully the dogs will behave themselves right now because they don't know I'm normally live at this time. But guys, I've been preparing for today's live a little later on today. I wanted to talk about Madeline Soto, and this started popping up. The word started coming out that people were noticing a lot of helicopters and all over a certain area in Florida. Specifically, it was, let me get the name of these streets, Hickory Tree and Nolte. And I know this is going to take a little bit. We got news. We got to get this out right now. YouTube's got to send out notifications and all. But that's what we're looking at right now. For those of you who have been following Madeline's story, Madeline's case, since she went missing a few days ago, I was going to cover it a little later today, and we're starting to hear things. Hey, KK, my dear, how you doing? Love you. Music City Mom, hey there. I'm happy YouTube's getting the notifications out. Yay. And yeah, I didn't even have time to do thumbnails. I was just like, we got to get out here on this right now, because here, and then also channel 6 has had a helicopter up and around the area. I'm thinking this is the area I was being told about. Hickory Tree and Nolte is very near Alligator Lake. Yes, it is. And what we were being told, hello, Miss Cristola, love you, my dear, is that a lot of locals started noticing helicopters going around, okay, trying to get some, oh, let me take Elijah down. I just noticed here, I have Elijah up. And they were noticing, and I'm hoping my Wi-Fi will hold out. I just realized Mom's watching a movie in there, so God only knows if that'll affect things. But in addition to multiple helicopters, both media, as you're seeing from here, and police, as well as vehicles, and you're seeing a bunch of vehicles right here, right now. The word is that there's a very, in fact, I'll let you guys know there's some rumors, and I'm going to restate that, rumors. You know how I feel about things, okay, being reported as fact, that they may have seen. Yeah, Cristola, sorry, I didn't even know. I literally have no dog treats out for the dogs. I have nothing. I got me a glass of water and about that much coffee left. But this was, I was watching it myself, and I was like, okay, we got to come up so we can all watch this together and kind of figure out what's going. I was going to go live later on today, as I'm not sure how many of you guys have heard the updates about, hey, Lip Locked, love you, my dear. How many of you had heard the updates about where things were so far today? Stefan was taken to, I think it was it the Osceola jail? I know he was taken to a different jail this morning, and there's a new report put out as to why the police feel that she is no longer with us. I do know family is holding on to, and guys, the family is holding on to hope. Okay. It's hard to let go of hope when there's still hope there. And Lip Lock, you're totally okay. This is, yeah, and in fact, we were going to cover this case today at 4 o'clock. I was pulling information together. I have Google Earth together. This is, and I'll actually, I think I've got some of the stuff pulled up. That's what I'm hearing too. I'm hearing that they found her. I'm trying to find out if it's been officially reported. And sorry, gang, I'm doing all of this. I do have my messenger open if anyone has any further information. Other than that, I am looking at stuff. But long story short, Lip Locked, it's 8 Central right now. So guys, sun is going to start going down here very soon. Okay, time. This is rough when all this stuff starts happening right now. I do know her family was saying, hey, we need to hold on to hope, even though the police basically came out today, hey, Lioness, and said that they have enough information to say that Madeline is not with us anymore. Um, Long story short, her stepfather took her to school. Okay, said he dropped her off. Okay, more video has come together of them returning home. When she did not show up that night, her mom called the police, and the police, they all come out. Okay, missing girl, missing teenager. You know how that goes. But very quickly, in interviews and all, the stepfather became the primary suspect. It was learned really quickly that, and actually, let me write this. Yeah, okay, I got Music City's comment up here. That the day that she went missing, he performed a factory reset on his phone. Guys, why does anyone do a factory reset? We've all done it before, but I mean, the timing of that, super suspicious. Well, what he did not realize when he said, "Oh, yeah, you can look at my phone and all that," because they asked, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, you can look at it. I did have to I had problems with my phone and I had to do a factory reset." Well, that doesn't work with police. They're able to go in there and forensically pull things out. And when they pulled things out, that's when they were able to find evidence that she was no longer with us, evidence of the SA. And guys, when I was going to talk later today, we were going to have massive trigger warnings for this, because what is okay, investigators are thank you, Sleuth. Investigators have confirmed that they found 13-year-old Madeline Soto's body in the Osceola County area. So that is what we are saying right now. Law enforcement has verified that they have found her. She's in a field. Wow. They're saying, yeah, the day that she disappeared, the suspect, Stefan, actually was seen driving by this area. And also, let me real quickly change something here, if you guys don't mind. I'm going to add a banner here so people know when they come in. Okay, there, let me just do that. So that way we can go through comments and all that still. So yes, trigger warning. Thank you. I will. I'm going to pin that real quickly. Because guys, this is no, I do not want to hide you. I want to pin that message. There we go. It's one of those cases of a young girl, 13. Her stepfather did things that no person should do to a little girl. Okay, massive trigger warning. Oh, I pinned the wrong thing, didn't I? And let me pin the right thing real quick. Replace pin message. There we go. So what was coming out, actually, let me just pull it up this way since I have that. What's written on this, guys, okay, is literally not, we can't even share it on according to TOS. That's how bad what was done to her was. Okay, I'm going to try to talk about some of it while we're watching. You can definitely see it's getting really dark there right now. Super, super dark there right now. Let me see if I can find this. Come on, where did it go? I have it here somewhere. I just got to get it. There it is. Okay. So basically a very, very sick man. And he tried to hide it. He tried to hide this. Lioness, seriously, thank you. Thank you so much, my guys. Right now, I'm saving up this. I need to tell you guys, because I don't feel right just taking money. I need to get me a second monitor. So that's what I'm saving up for right now. So thank you, Lioness, so much, my dear. And so according to the arrest affidavit that was shared out today, they had a press conference earlier today informing everyone that they have reason to believe that she was no longer with us. And now, as you can tell here, they were able to track where he had driven recently. And in looking for her, they have recovered her body. Um, what we've got so far with this is that okay, the original report came in around 8 p.m. on February 26th. Hello, Princess Megan. How you? How you, my dear? And also about four days ago, 5 days ago now. And mom had said that her daughter, okay, Madeline, had been sent to school with her stepfather. Stepfather had taken her to school and dropped her off. Okay. Later on in the day, she didn't come home. And that's when mom recognized okay, something was wrong here. So that's when she reported. Well, according to further, and actually, let me just, that won't work. Okay, further on with this, it said an interview was conducted with Stefan, who advised he did pick her up and drop her off at the school. Well, we're hearing now that he actually came back, okay, with her to his house, um, threw a bunch of items of hers, including her school notebook away, okay, her school laptop away, things like that. But what really caught him in the end, and I'm not going to go through and read those things, they're everywhere for KK. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. That goes into the monitor fund for sure. And hey, BC, thank you. And welcome. Cook something good for me, okay? Hey, go for it. And so as they started going through the stuff through her phone, they started finding pictures and videos of essay. Okay, her in positions no young girl should be in. Okay, her actively in certain actions. But there was a huge portion in the arrest affidavit that was redacted. And I suspect that is the section where they are actually talking about their reason to believe at that time that she was no longer with us. And hello, Kathleen. Welcome, welcome, my dear. Because as soon as they had that, they were able to go out and they were able to arrest him immediately. What state? This is Florida. This is Florida. So real quickly, and then I will come right back to this, but to give you guys an idea of where we are right now. Tim, I am just so freaking, I was trying to figure out how to cover this story later on today, and then this started coming up, and I'm just like, it is, we will see how we go. The affidavit, I will be honest, the information in that is, this is the thing. This case has been since the 26th. That's when, and I'm sorry guys, I don't have dog treats right now. I may have to look for Cheetos or something for them. But on the 26th is when she went missing. Now, what's sickening is you can look at this when the news and all was interviewing mom, you could see Stefan, okay, stepdad, in the background. And his body language is just, you could totally see that this guy, no, there's something else going here. Oh, you don't, Crisp is working. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Canine is here. It's on Florida, Colorado, or Idaho. I swear you're right, actually. And affidavit, it isn't very, it's just got some really, really sad, sick information in it. And hey, Sleuth, how you doing, my dear? Yeah, he was in the background. He wanted to see what people were, because you could see mom sitting at a kitchen table or something, and he was sitting behind her at a kind of one of those raised bar areas. Hey, Ramblin'. It's almost a replay of Audrey. It does feel like that. It really does feel like that. And throughout that, you could see Stefan, okay, he's cracking his knuckles. He's taking his deep breaths. He's got these, I mean, anyone who's watching him without even understanding body language, you're immediately thinking, okay, interview this guy, please interview this guy. Something's wrong about that. And yeah, there are canine. There are a lot of people who are saying, okay, there's a lot of questions everywhere, and there always are questions. And however, what really, good and well, the moment something like this, he is in jail. He was actually transferred into, I forget which jail it was. Let me see if I can find it real quickly. This morning he was transferred to a different jail. Before they did the, sorry, I'm looking for it all right now as I'm talking. Um, they had the video. In fact, I'm looking at some of the stuff right now. There was video on, oh, okay, that they were able to find of Stephen Stearns discarding items in a dumpster at the family apartment complex at about 7:35 in the morning on the 26th. So the day he supposedly took her to school and all that. So around 7:35, he dumped a bunch of stuff into the trash at their apartment. Later on, they found her backpack there. At 8:19, the video shows Stearns returning to the complex after he supposedly dropped her off with Madeline visible in the car. What is hard is at that time they believe she was dead. So left to go to school, something in that time period, something happened, returned, and he started immediately trying to cover up what happened, getting rid of anything that would lead the police to him, which included the very, very ingenious. Sorry, I love to be sarcastic about assholes and all, but the ingenious idea of doing a factory reset on your phone on the day that you are suspected of potentially hurting a child. And all. So once they did that, yeah, guys, how old? 13, Princess Megan. She's 13 years old. Let me real quickly. Susan, honestly, I am questioning if she made it through the night. Apparently, mom leaves for work. You know, I'm not sure where they found her. Okay, give up is this area we're looking at right now. This area actually, I'm going to real quickly pull it up on. Now, I'm not sure if this is the exact area, but this is the area where people were seeing all the helicopters a couple minutes ago. So give me just a second to pull up my Google Earth. Here we go. Okay. So this is the area that there's supposedly helicopters all in this area right now here. Okay, they were talking about Old Hickory Tree Road and Nolte Road. Okay, from here, if you go in, you got Alligator Lake, you've got these lakes here and all that, but what we're hearing is more rambling. Yeah, they have found her. When I came on, it was still iffy. Sorry, that's my alarm. It was still iffy, but it's been verified now. They have found her. So definitely, yeah, let me put that banner back. Actually, to put the banner back up, I have to hide the comment. That's what I have to do. So, is it very far? I think it's something like 45 minutes, something like that. It's not that far from where they are, but his car was seen in this area on that day. So I'm going to pull this off because I know watching right now, watching the camera footage gives us a better idea of what's going on right now. So give me just a second here. Here we go. So we're back to the video footage courtesy of News Channel 8 and, well, WFLA. So those of you who've ever been to Disney World, if you're like me, you watched WFLA the whole time you were there. Oh, and then they just go black. We'll see if they come back. We'll give it a second. So live feed on News 6 helicopter. They received tip after the news conference. Okay, got it. I am going to pull up News 6 because something tells me News 8 is giving us issues now. So give me just a second if I could pull up News 6 Florida again and see if they're still live over there. We do know things are starting to get dark there. So that could be what's also going on at this time. Give me just a second to pull this up and then share it out. Okay, looks like we're still good on this one. So give me just a second to make it big enough for y'all. Again, sorry, I don't have two cameras, so it makes it a little harder to share pictures. Ah, shoot, I can't do that. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Sorry, guys. I had this earlier perfectly, and then they shut theirs down. Yep, they just turned off the one. Okay, so let me real quickly sharing that, and you guys can be with me while I try to finish this one. Okay, present. Sorry, guys. I'm one of those people working with one screen, so it makes it a little harder to pull up video. Because if I pull it up as full screen, I don't get to see you guys. Now, let's just do it this way. Sorry, guys, you're going to see some of the stuff on the side. I usually like to cut that out, but at least you guys can see it that way. Actually, I'm going to try to... Oh, that didn't work either. Okay, never mind. That's not going to work. Okay, let me add it back. Okay, we'll just do it that way. You guys, okay, at least we can kind of see what's going on that way. And sorry, I got a puppy who wants my attention. Did you want to say hi to everyone? Thank you. I swear the dogs can tell when my emotions are running a little bit higher than normal because immediately they want attention. So, words are hard right now. I mean, it's frustrating with everything that's going on right now with this because of the fact that I'm happy they got the tip, because we were even hearing some news where the family was asking, can we please hold on to hope? Okay. Thank you, JP. Love you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. This guy here does awesome music, by the way. Go check him out. Dogs are the best. I've got 3 of them sitting around me right now. I got one back there, cuddled in with the teddy bear, one here, and one looking at me right down there right now. They are the best. I mean, I love them. So, but, so we're looking at this right now, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure right now whether or not we've got, did she actually, when did she pass away? Okay. Him putting her in the car, did he ever, okay, did they actually, it'll be interesting. What's the video going to tell us? Is the video going to tell us that she walked out to the car and something happened there, or did he carry her out to the car? Or is there any video that can capture that? Because if they are capturing video showing her in the car when he returned that day, there has to be some sort of footage before that. So with Sleuth, what you were mentioning earlier, that's what's kind of keeping my mind thinking maybe it wasn't earlier. And but a lot of what did happen, and that makes sense now, what was said a few minutes ago about a tip came in after the press conference, because the press conference and what we were hearing during the press conference was they were asking people, they were saying, I know, I'm like, thank you for this view. Can't they kind of show us what's going on right now? And instead of just this. So hopefully WFLA will go back live sooner or later. And but the video that they were sharing, okay, during the presser, they were telling everyone that, yeah, we believe she's no longer with us. But what they really needed from people is information as to, did anyone see Stefan's car? Okay, Stefan had a silver Lincoln MKZ, I think it was. Let me see real quickly. Yeah, silver Lincoln MKZ with Florida tags. And they were asking if anyone had seen that vehicle anywhere between Highway 192 and Old Hickory Tree Road, or Nolte Road and Old Hickory Tree Road. Okay, people had mentioned that they thought he had had a flat tire and might have been changing it. So that's telling us they're immediately thinking, wait, did he really have okay, what do you guys think he had a real flat tire there? Okay, or was the flat tire and his changing of the flat tire tied to possibly disposing of her body? That's where my gut feeling is heading right now. Not sure what you guys think on that, but that's what my gut feeling. But my her family, I mean, about 30 minutes or so, 30, 45 minutes ago, most likely the latter. Yeah. And 45 minutes ago or so, people were coming out from the family saying, guys, please hold on to hope. Family wants us to. I know the police are saying that she's gone, but we need to hold on to hope. And I don't blame them. I mean, once you let go of hope, it changes everything. And that's the problem. Right now, they just lost all that hope. Everything that they had in it, all the nightmares they've had the last few days have now come totally true. And so please, those of you who believe in, okay, prayer, energy, whatever, send it that way. JP, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the Ohana, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you. And our Ohana, yes, I'm from Hawaii, so we've got an Ohana here. That's how we work it. So, Amber, I hate that the media always releases info before the police. I mean, I get it. We all want the latest info, but imagine being and that's my biggest fear most times is that could you see being someone's grandma or auntie, uncle, and turning on the news, or even worse, you're on your phone and you get an alert pop up about your niece, nephew, granddaughter, even child being found and they're no longer with us. That is just, oh, that's always been something that gets me too. Tim, I will believe he had a flat tire like I would believe Dr. Monster Father actually had COVID. Yes. Tim, what he's getting at here is this little angel behind me right here was killed by her monster adopted parents. And the adopted father, okay, I can't even use that word, literally called out sick with COVID afterwards. And that was his way of going out. And we've never found her body. And we're still looking for justice for Ariel. This little girl still doesn't even have her name back because when they adopted her, okay, they changed her not only last name, but first name that she had been called for years, Ariel. They changed it to Isabella. So she doesn't even have her name. And also, let's see what else we got here. Where I just seen police looking, it looks like he drove in there. He would get a flat and probably someone remembers. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. In fact, anytime I was over on Sleuth's channel the other day and I drove off road to where the water is, and I was scared to death actually while I was driving over that, I would end up getting a tire blown or something. So that's a good point, definitely. I wonder if they knew about the tire change from having a spare on. That could be. Different tires means something would have changed. Yeah, that's actually a very, very fair thing. Definitely. I'll be heading over that way for sure. Good question, Amber. If it was just his story, so thankful for the locals. Yeah, someone called in after that press conference. Someone called in and just said, hey, yeah, I saw him. This is the area where I saw him. And now what we've got is this. By the way, I'm going to keep checking WFLA just in case they get their copter back in the air. We will find out because they were doing a little better job actually with their footage. But unfortunately, they stopped. So we will have to find that one out one way or another. That's why even if news says it's hard to believe 100%, I want it to be confirmed by police. Yeah, because we never know. Okay, we've seen where things change. Bobo, it's so sad. I woke up this morning to actually Sleuth and I were talking. She's like, oh, hey, look, Amber Alert. Good Sleuth. Oops. Looks like everyone may be going off video now. I'm wondering if it's getting to be too dark outside now. Because it looks like News 6 has now shut down their camera footage too. I'm still looking, just FYI, I'm looking for anything that I can find. If we find anything else new, I will let you know. But in the meantime, let me pull up Google Earth again to kind of give those of you who were wondering where we were looking a better idea. Okay, so here again is where Old Hickory Tree and Nolte Road is. So this is the area where pretty much, I don't know the exact area here of what we're talking. Okay, exactly where along this road this was, but you can definitely tell, okay, there's tons of open wide space here. Tons of space they could go. There's also water, but I don't think we're looking at water as an issue here, but to kind of just zoom in and give you guys a better idea. It looked like some of what they were looking at, and I may be wrong about it, but it looked like it was field combined with some of the trees and then across the field or something like that. Let me go check what I can find. It's just, you know what? You feel so positive when you hear good news. Like some of the Amber Alerts we've gotten responses on today. They found the baby. They found the kiddo. They're safe. Okay, our little guy that had congestive heart failure. Okay, all those things, they're good. But then you have this. You have Audrey. You have the cases that don't. And what's sad is I was telling someone, we're talking about another case now where a little girl, age 13, suffered SA, okay, abuse in general, probably. Finding the girl, yep, they found her. I mean, it's amazing. They found Emily. They found her. I'm so happy about it because that one worried me, gang. Emily truly had me scared because of the fact that I just had a gut feeling with trafficking in that case, and I was so worried about that. So I'm very happy they found her. Um, but in the case of Madeline, with what was seen on his phone, the pictures seen on his phone, it brings up the question, was this something new? Okay, that had just started, or did this poor baby go through things for months or years? Because I've got news for you. Kids across the country, across the world, go through this type of thing every day. And unfortunately, we don't talk about it much unless it pops up in a case like this. It truly is kind of sad that that's the only time that we hear about anything is when a case like this happens. But there's how many other children who are going through stuff like this? I'm looking for any other video. If anyone knows of any video, let me know. I'm checking also no, nothing there. But let's see here. So my end is that the location where he had, and I'm thinking that's it. And I'm not sure where exactly that was along the road. We can definitely tell based off of that it was in this area because these are the areas they were asking about. So this is what they wanted to know. I'm going to go over to some of the Facebook groups, see if there's any more information there real quickly. Oh, would you doggies please stop barking, please? They are so noisy when I know. I got Crisp. By the way, Crisp is amazing. If you got kids or dogs that love to bark and you don't want people, you have work or something, it works. Let me go in here real quickly. So yeah, the tip was called in right after the press conference, which makes sense. It did not take them long whatsoever to actually get to this point. I have a funny feeling they may shut down posting to this group, but we'll find out. There was some videos. Actually, I'm going to switch this out real quickly to share with you. Sorry, gang. Okay, so here's one of the Facebook groups, and this was something that was shared by someone here. So it's very short, 6 seconds. This was from the
There's the other one there too.
Yeah, people started seeing it. Take that. So it doesn't really show much, but you can. This is when people really started recognizing that they were finding her there. Sorry, my dogs are barking so much. Something really has them upset now. Yeah, I can't imagine the pain this family is in, whether or not, I know there's a lot of questions about it. But it's okay. Let me real quickly, since I got most of you guys here right now, I'm going to real quickly look at I'm not going to pull it up, guys, for you guys to see. You guys can, if you want to email me, please email me and I can send you a copy of it. But I'm not going to actually share the actual arrest affidavit because of the information in it. I know it's redacted and stuff, but some of the stuff in there is extremely triggering. And I don't want someone who happens to walk in here who may have a history of something to walk in and see certain words or certain thought processes or things like that. It's hard enough to address it. But what I will do in the meantime is pull this up so at least we have this. And if we hear of any news copters going back on, okay, we will real quickly put those on. But the actual, so earlier today, they had the press conference, and as part of that, they released, okay, their emergency warrant request. Okay, they needed to arrest Stephen immediately. Okay, they had enough information from everything to know that this guy needs to be in jail immediately. So, the affidavit for arrest, he's right now this is going to change, gang. I guarantee you this is going to change big time. And that's the thing. Yeah, Bobo, everyone, it's hard because I know a lot of us, and we'll all go read them, but I'm like, we'll still talk about it, but I'm gonna want you guys in chat have a little bit more freedom. But please, trigger warning. The counts that he was actually arrested for are number one, sexual battery. Okay, and number two, possession of material of performance by a child. Okay, so battery as well as performance. Um, Continues, Eurofient Detective Brian Moore is a sworn law enforcement officer employed by the Kissimmee Police Department and has been employed by said agency since 4/9/2018. Eurofient currently investigates crimes in the city of Kissimmee, Florida. Guys, Kissimmee, okay, is where Disney World is. That's where most of us know the name Kissimmee from. So, Eurofient, in the course of his or her official duties, has come to investigate. On February 26th, at approximately 2000 hours, so 8 o'clock. Okay, Madeline, it's redacted. There's a lot of redactions here, Bing. A lot of redactions. Madeline was reported missing by her mom. The mother advised that her daughter's stepfather, Stephen Stearns, picked her up from home and dropped her off at Hunters Creek Middle School. Okay, and then they give the address on February 26th. The mother then went to pick up redacted from school, so picked her up, went to go pick her up from school at dismissal, and learned that she had never been there. An interview was conducted with Stephen, who advised he picked Madeline up and dropped her off in front of Peace United Methodist Preschool. Now, we know that she was not there. We know that there's camera footage of him returning with her in the car, and police believe that she may have no longer been with us at that time. Okay. As for those locations, just for people, if you're wanting to know, let's see if I can highlight these and real quickly. People wanted to know how far this was from the, let's do it from the school, actually. Let's figure out how far it is from the school. So we're at 13502 Town Loop Boulevard. Oh, would help if I that would help if I deleted that first. Sorry, gang. Okay, Town Loop Boulevard, Orlando. Okay. Let's see how far this is now for you guys. Okay, so yeah, that looks approximately what we were saying. Okay. I had heard a rumor it was about 45-minute drive. That looks, yeah, pretty close, I would estimate for that. Okay, you know what? I understand, Bobo, your concerns. Trust me. I'm one who believes, for example, Voldemort never should have not been said. Okay, just okay, take it out in that way. Okay, truth is truth. However, we do also have to, unfortunately, we have rules that we have to follow also. So please email me and I'll send you a copy of this and you can help us get the information out and share it with as many people as you can. And also, so let's figure out how far people wanted to know how far this was. Now this is as the crow fly. Well, 14 miles. So I don't know if it is 45 minutes. Depends on traffic, I guess. But 14 and a half miles there. Um, but yeah, that's how far they actually went. Um, yeah, that's what I'm getting to, Kelly, is that he came over to pick her up and all that, but I'm not, yeah, I was literally in the middle of doing heavier research on this for 4 o'clock. Well, for me, 4 o'clock live. I live in Hawaii, so it's only 1:23 here in Hawaii right now. So continuing on with this, he says he went to drop her off at the Methodist preschool area, okay, at 8:40 in the morning. Class begins at 9:30. KK is saying going 17 miles in Austin takes an hour. So yeah, and I was going to, even Hawaii, it's that way. Rachel, unfortunately, yes, she was found. We had camera. If you go back to the beginning, you'll see footage, video. Police have reported to people that they have found her. We've been able to verify it from a couple different sources so far. So I feel comfortable sharing that at this point. Police have actually verified it. They haven't done a press conference. If we hear of a press conference, we will definitely cover the press conference for sure. Hi, Mom. Okay. Okay, got it. And my mom is having fun with a brand new vacuum cleaner. So yeah, it's Rachel. We heard this morning, Rachel and anyone else new coming in, that police had enough information to say she was no longer with us, but they still had not found her. Now they um so according to Stefan, he dropped her off at 8:40. School started at 9:30. A license plate reader captured Stefan's vehicle with the Florida tag that we know about and the vehicle. During the interview with Stefan, he provided consent to search his phone. However, and this is where we're like, yeah, stupid. Okay. Sorry, if I can call someone like this stupid, I'm going to do it. Okay. However, he stated he accidentally performed a factory reset on his phone on February 26, 2024, the same day Madeline went missing. How many of you guys have done a factory reset on your phone before? Question. Is there one button you just hit, or even two buttons, and it does all of that without asking you, are you sure you want to do this? I mean, coming out and saying you accidentally did something like that. Okay. Now I could see my mom accidentally doing something like that. As much as I love her, I could see it. But come on. Come on. Okay. But he thought that would hide everything that okay. Yeah. You can do it easy, Rachel. Exactly. You can do it easy, but not by accident. They really try to make it hard to accidentally do it. You have Red Rock. I knew someone in the chat was going to be like, I've done it. I done it. And that's why I added it in but my mom actually would, trust me. And also, but it is hard. It is hard. And they have a lot of steps. And yes, some people, like I said, my mom, Red Rock, Red Rock, Red Rock. No, it happens. You've never done a factory reset, but it requires several steps. Yeah. I mean, I could sit and walk you guys through it right now on my phone. I'm not doing it because I don't want to lose everything on my phone right now and have to reload everything. But yeah. And also, So anyhow, it's like no, no. And that does not, yeah, it's no. But anyhow, it goes on after an extensive canvass of the area and interviews with family and friends of Madeline. They told the police that it was really unusual for her to have been dropped off down the street from school and not stay in communication with family and friends. Hey, Alex, welcome, welcome, my dear. And so, yeah, it's really okay. So there's your next red flag. Okay, if she had been dropped off where she had, okay, further away than normal, okay, well, that's telling you right there. He did not want his vehicle, especially if she was in the vehicle, which we now know, okay, anywhere near where people would have seen her, plain and simple. And and then he returned home. We now know she was in the vehicle as he returned home. Canine, our schools call or text within 30 minutes of morning attendance, and some even take attendance twice a day. Yeah, yeah. And there are a lot of different things within that. There's a lot of stuff that may come out within this. We don't know. We're going to have to play it by ear. Oh, thank you, Alex. And thank you, Christola. And so, continuing on, and this is, guys, where I'm going to get we need to speak out about SA and abuse in general. Okay, those of you who know me and know my channel know I'm a survivor of nothing family related, but things as a child. Okay, and I've always felt strong that we have to speak out about it because it's too much of something that happens behind closed doors and no one wants to talk about it until it becomes an issue. Okay, so we do need to speak out about it. Unfortunately, there's also a lot of limitations on what we do. And also, I want to be respectful of others who've been in that position before and may not be at the same place I am. Okay, at my age, I've spent many years healing from it. I've spent many hours of therapy. I've spent many hours curled up in my bed. Okay, those things have happened. Not everyone is in the same place I am. And I want to be respectful of those people. Okay, so for those of you, as we go through this next part, and I'm not going to use all the words in this next part, but please, if you're being triggered, I love you, I adore you. Please don't feel you need to stay for it. Okay, I'm always going to be here. We'll have Cantina tonight. You can come join us for Cantina. Okay, but take care of yourself. That's your primary job. Okay, so thank you for joining the Ohana. Dear, dear, dear. Thank you, my dear. Actually, thank you so much. I can't even find my good old fat there, StreamYard, so I can highlight it. Sorry, I had StreamYard and another thing. So thank you, Alex. Thank you, thank you. And oh my gosh, Kelly, thank you. Okay, Cassie, you got to say hi and say thank you. Cassie says thank you to all the new people. Hello. Cassie is my she knows when news gets me upset and she's like, I got to be right here next to you. So, okay, so and sorry, gang, if I get more information with the video, I will bring up videos. But right now, unfortunately, we don't have any active video footage. LG, how you doing, my dear? Love you, love you, love you. And there's Cat Mama. How you doing? We will do Cantina tonight. It depends. 4 o'clock. Let's play it by ear. Okay, keep an eye out for 4 o'clock Hawaii time, which is 5 hours behind East Coast. So keep an eye on my community tab. But with this breaking, I really needed to go live so we could share this right now. And we'll see what goes from there. So, trigger warning. Upon reviewing, remember, the guy did his job of trying to save his phone after he went and did a bunch of videos, photos, and stuff like that of Madeline, as we're going to find out. And then he decided to pull all of that away by doing a factory reset. Well, you know what? The police are able to go into that. Forensics can go into all that stuff and verify that. So, upon reviewing the contents of Stefan's phone, several images and videos were located which depicted Madeline's private body parts, okay, um, as the focal point of the picture or the video. Okay. Again, if you want to, I'll email you. You can find this document pretty much all over in the Facebook groups at this point. There were also pictures and videos which depicted her body parts in active interaction essay. Okay. As such, the files depict the performance of a child. Your affiant has probable cause to believe Stefan was in possession of material depicting the performance of a child. So when we started hearing some of this stuff, we weren't sure, was it just anyone out there, just regular CP? But upon reading this, you find out very, very quickly this was specific to this case. And that is what Chase just, yes. Okay, the evil that it takes for this little 13-year-old. And what worries me is how many months, years did she go through this? And all the other children who are going through this right now, guys. Okay, because SA among children is more common than you would think. Trafficking of children is much more common than you would think. And also, rambling. Can you imagine if mom did not know and she just now finding out what was happening? Yeah. It's horrible. And it's horrible to know that these people and for her family members to know what happened to this poor baby. Okay. And true, Bobo, probably many of these people, it's not a one-time thing. Many times it can be multiple. Okay. It usually isn't just focused on one person. Oh, it can be, definitely. So continuing on with this, it should be noted that the male part had a certain identification mark. Okay, so guys, this is trying to find the best way to go through this. This is not easy, but you also know that I also believe in the truth too. So I'm trying to find a balance between it. It's going to be very easy to recognize if this was him. Very, very easy to recognize if this is him. And I hope he gets everything coming to him plus more. And yes, I did say that. Several other pictures captured, okay, the same pattern that I was just talking, the identification, were observed on the phone in other pictures. Further, as your affiant was reviewing the pictures, and think of being one of these police officers who have to review these things. We talk about praying for families and those searching and all, but think for a moment of being this person, this officer who had to go through this phone. And it's not just this phone. There's other videos. Anyone who's watched the movies on trafficking know people have to sit there and watch these things. And because if someone doesn't stand up and do that, then we can never catch them. And it's, oh gosh. So anyhow, sorry. Yeah, someone knows I'm getting upset. Don't. Okay, thank you, Rick. Thank you. Okay, and Cassie's getting jealous. Stop. Okay, so several other pictures capturing this distinct pattern were observed on the phone. Further, as your affiant was reviewing the pictures and videos, I was observing several different pieces of clothing to include patterned underwear, shirts, blankets, and sheets. Right after, yeah, I could never do that. Never. After that that statement, we literally have the equivalent of, I'm guessing, and probably about 6 lines that are redacted, completely redacted. My gut feeling is that might be the evidence that they had that Madeline was no longer with us. I may be wrong on that, but that's what I'm thinking, because something here led them to the press conference saying, we don't think she is with us anymore. And I think that is it. Thank you, Boba. And no problem. I understand the frustration. Okay. It's hard. When you're an advocate and you want to speak up for children, it's hard. You want to speak up. It's just hard to do sometimes. Unfortunately, there's a lot of ways, laws out there, not laws and rules, and it's so frustrating. But anyhow, that doesn't mean that we'll stop talking, i.e., we will never stop talking ever. That's not happening. So after that part, which I think is where they're talking about what happened, okay, their proof that she was no longer with us, my gut is he took some pictures or video of something, which is sickening. But anyhow, based on the totality of the circumstances, your affiant has probable cause to believe that Stephan committed battery, and then they redacted everything. So again, there's a redaction there. Now, recognizing this, at this time, there is no charge here. The charges on this are battery and possession of material with performance by a child. Okay. Will do. Let me open up just sorry. I think I closed down Discord when my computer started being really, really problemsome. Ugh, I can't talk right now, can I? So I think we're gonna see that very, very soon. Oh yes, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see right now. We might have some live stuff going on. Well, I'm watching it right now. Let me see if one of the news channels, let me take it back real quickly. Okay, let me get it real quick. Sorry, one of the local channels did cover some stuff. So I just need to take us back. Give me just a second, and we've got, oh, if I, here we go. Okay. Give me just a second. I'm going to switch out something real quickly here. So one of the channels, this looks like WKMG, has gone live covering this. So let me switch this out so we can, Bobo, these records are actually redacted. So they will be, when the time comes for trial, people will be seeing them there. But for what is shared with us, especially because this is involving a minor, they do redact a lot of information. That's actually part of the problems we're having right now with Ariel, because Ariel has passed away. She's been declared that, and also, okay, here we go. Okay. So let me see. Okay, I got closed captions on. So this is just came up. So I don't know what's on this. We're just going to play it and see what they tell us.
Developments in the search for a missing girl.
Although we have not found Madeline,
we
are now confident that she is dead.
The twist started this afternoon with Orange County Sheriff John Mina announcing what no one hoped to hear. Now, minutes ago, deputies confirmed they have found the body of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. That discovery came late this afternoon off Hickory Tree Road. News 6's Troy Campbell is there live for us. Troy.
Well, Justin, right now we're standing just there in St. Cloud. Take a look here behind me. This is what we've seen once we came out. That will be the road that will lead to the scene where investigators say that they did locate the body, 13-year-old Madeline Soto. We are in St. Cloud. Again, this is off of Hickory Tree Road. To run you up to speed, again, Monday morning, it was reported that Madeline was dropped off at her school, Hunters Creek Middle School. However, when her mom went to pick her up later that night, school said Your daughter never came to school that day. Obviously frantic. Mom calls friends, loved ones. A couple hours later, they call the sheriff's office. Sheriff's office immediately sends out that this is very unusual for this girl to be missing. They speak with the family. Then comes in 37-year-old Stephen Stearns. He is the boyfriend of little Madeline's mother. Investigators say he was the one who was last to see her alive. He said he dropped her off to school. The sheriff said there just simply wasn't any evidence of that. They say he handed over his cell phone to investigators when they asked to go through his phone. Then he said, "I'm handing you a phone that actually just had a factory reset that I accidentally did today, the day that she went missing, meaning on Monday." Sheriff Mina says he then handed that phone over to his forensic analyst. They were able to retrieve pictures, videos, graphic of him sexually assaulting a child. They didn't specifically say, didn't identify that child in that situation, but they did make it clear it was inside the family's home where little Madeline lives. So again, we are hearing from investigators. They did locate the body of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. This coming after she was last seen alive Monday morning. Her mother's boyfriend, 37-year-old Stephen Stearns, he is in the Osceola County Jail. He was moved there from the Orange County Jail this morning. Ultimately, he will likely now be facing murder charges in this case, given the sheriff has already made it clear he is the prime suspect, and they do believe, prior to discovering her body, investigators had already said they believe that she had been killed. So of course, we're going to continue to get updates from investigators. The family as well, we're told, have been notified about this at about this same time at 6:30 at Hunters Creek Middle School. Her friends, all her peers at her middle school were set to have a prayer vigil for her. So all of this is coming out as they're gathering. And of course, we're going to continue to ask the sheriff's office about the details of the discovery. Live in St. Cloud, Troy Campbell, Getting Results News 6.
Just tragic. All right, Troy, thank you. And as Troy mentioned, in less than 30 minutes, many in the community are expected to gather in prayer at Hunters Creek Middle School. News 6's Brian Didlake is there live outside where that prayer vigil will be held. And you talked to one of the organizers, Brian?
Justin.
Just real quickly. Okay, so 30 minutes. So I'm thinking this is in about 15 minutes. They're going to start the prayer vigil. I don't know if they'll be showing that. We'll have to keep an eye out. I don't know. Mods, if anyone sees anything about that, let me know. If not, we may take take a moment or something ourselves at the top of the hour, just real quickly for a moment of silence for her. But yeah, this is, I'm going to go back to this in a second. Cristola, the journalist sarcasm there about the phone was about like our sarcasm has been, exactly there. And I do have to say, this is the reason why those phone calls from the school are so important. Okay, if someone is absent from school, that was 8 hours that people could have known something else if a phone call had happened. Now, of course, phone call has to be answered, and you got to have someone on the other side willing to say, "Oh, what do you mean?" and all that. So, but anyhow, let me go back.
Yes, we did. And this is now set to be an emotional prayer vigil, considering the news, the update from the Osceola County Sheriff's Office confirming again the body of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. And that vigil is set to be held here at Hunters Creek Middle School in about 30 minutes. It's going to be here behind me, somewhere in this field area. And actually, that organizer that we talked to earlier is walking towards those balloons that are now have been set up. Again, I talked to that organizer, who is a pastor, just 15 minutes ago, informing him that this missing person case has now turned into a homicide case.
Devastation, a young life taken away. And that's never something that we want to see. And so again, I urge the community to come together and understand that we are called to mourn with those who mourn and cry with those who cry. And that's what we're here to do today, and just spread a message of love and unity in community.
Now,
Wow.
Orange County's superintendent, in reaction said counselors continue to be available for any student or staff member dealing with the news. I ask that you keep the entire Hunters Creek Middle School community in your prayers as they grieve the loss of one of their own. Now, we are going to be standing by waiting for this vigil to start. As you can see, people are starting to gather here in this area. Of course, we'll bring you the latest at News 6 at 11. But for now, we are live here in Orange County. Brian Ditlake getting results. News 6.
All right, Brian, thank you. And you can rely on News 6, News 6 Plus, and clickorlando.com to keep you up to date on the death of Madeline all weekend long.
Okay, I'm going to kind of keep this channel in the background just in case they happen to go live for the actual prayer service. We will see. We'll see if something happens with that. But anyhow, so we are definitely finding out more and more that it is in that general vicinity that we were talking about. Let me pull that one back up for y'all who are wondering where they found her. The exact location I still don't have, but up here is the area where she was supposed to have been dropped off from school and all that. This is the area of where she ended up. You think they are? I'm thinking they're going to show it too. That's why I was like, okay. And by the way, BC, thank you. You're the mom. Thank you so much for that. So, but yeah, down here is, let me pull in a little bit here now, is where we know they have now found her body. From our understanding, this morning they had the press conference where they let everyone know that yes, we do think she's no longer with us. And Stefan has been arrested. We knew that. He's now in another jail. And they were asking the next step, which was, we need to know where his car was. Okay, he was somewhere along this road here, changing his tire, from what we understand. If anyone saw that, could you please let us know? And from our understanding, that's exactly what happened. Someone called in with a tip, which led to multiple helicopters, tons of vehicles, all there trying to track down what exactly was happening with that. In fact, I'm going to see if here, I'm going to pull back up video from when they were looking. Now, this is from about an hour ago, I would say now. Let me share this. But for those of you who were not able to catch the video initially, okay, this was some of the video from the helicopter when they were initially, okay, reporting that they had found her body at that time. So you can definitely tell how wide open some of this area, a lot of brush. Let me make sure I have the comments up so I can see what's being said. Sounds good, LG, enjoy dinner. And but we definitely had at least 2 helicopters up there. Tons of vehicles, as you can see, out in this area. Take yourself real quickly, okay? Just picture you driving down this road on the 26th, and all of a sudden you look over to your right, or maybe your left, but let's say your right, and you see this vehicle parked over there and someone changing the tire, and you see stuff off to the side or whatever else. Someone saw that and they reported it. Now they're realizing that what they actually saw was someone disposing of a 13-year-old's body. It is sickening. It is beyond sickening. And to see what, I am happy that family, friends, this is a junior high student, guys. How many of you guys in chat right now have children in junior high? And these kids are having to deal with the emotions now of losing a friend. And hey, Click and Go. Yes, I will be doing Cantina tonight, 6 o'clock Hawaii time, which is 11 o'clock Eastern time. We will be doing that. I think all of us are going to need to decompress So we will be doing Cantina for sure. Yeah, 13 years old. 13, and it is, Crystal, it's amazing because how, I don't know about you guys. When I'm driving, I'm horrible. I don't pay attention to what's around me. Someone paid attention and saw that. Maybe they even thought about pulling over and stopping, try to help out or something like that. And so I'm gonna real quickly see if there's anything else. Yeah, I don't think they kind of stayed with this one. This was actually pretty good. WFLA did a really good. Oh wait, no, this was News 6, and WFLA did a good job too. I'm just looking here. Yeah, they're pretty much just around this area. I'm not sure if those are those white areas there. That kind of looks like it's been there before. It doesn't look like it's a new tent or anything like that. I don't know if anyone else has caught, but actually, while you guys are looking that, I'm going to see if I can see that. That might be what it is that we need to find. It looks kind of like they could be used for gardening or something like that. Let me just check real quick. There are houses around this area, definitely. Clicking it. Okay, let's see. So you're seeing people. All of this started right around the time the sun set. So they're probably still out. You can see they did bring in, okay, the large media type light, searchlight. So they have that set up for the area they've pulled together. Now, whether or not they have an area further, I don't think we ever saw anything further. I'm still looking, sorry, trying to find out anything else here. Yeah, that whole white area there is interesting, but I think that might have already been there because that's not like a tent for when they find a crime scene. It's more like someone's growing something under there. But yeah, I do not see any tents or anything like that being set up. And when you first saw the feed, Kelly is saying the police were in the edge of the trees. Okay, that makes sense, actually. That makes sense if it is in this tree line area that we're seeing right there. That would totally make sense. Kind of looks like right now when they had the video here, they were kind of just waiting to find out, okay, what do we, they're waiting for, okay, other vehicles to come out, coroner, things like that. Crystal, that is kind of like they can use them for police things. I do craft fairs and we'll use them for nighttime craft fairs and they just light up the whole area. Okay, they're event lighting. Okay, each of those is a huge wattage light. And they really light up the, in fact, what they will be able to do with that later is they can actually reposition it to aim it either just in that area or they can aim it over towards a different area. It will cause definitely a lot of, oopsie, what happened there? They bring it back? Yeah, there. Okay, it will, but that shows you how bright right there. That's a perfect view of how bright that is. Hey, Cupcake, hello. Yeah, this is not, all of us continue to hold hope, even as I said before, family, we're asking, please hold on to hope. Yes, the police are saying that they have enough proof for this and all that, but hold on hope. They were asking that and asking people over on Facebook, please don't, okay, just let us hold on to hope as long as we can. Hi, DL. Yeah, it's just prayer, and prayer is what is needed right now. We need that prayer, okay, for them, for everyone. Yeah, they're going to be there for a while because now, and with the time, this, they haven't found, no, and DL, actually, sorry, Elijah, in fact, I was kind of hoping when I went to sleep last night that we'd get some news on Elijah today, and we didn't. In fact, that was going to be part of my discussion later on today, was to talk about all that. Well, this was going to be the main case and then see if there were any other updates, but Elijah is still out there somewhere too. And that's, as long as a child or an adult, anyone, is not found, you have all of these questions and ifs and thinking about them. Think, this poor baby has been laying out there in the cold, among trees and grass and all that for 5 days right now. Now she can come home to her family. It's not in the way that everyone wanted by any means, but at least now she can come home. Okay, they can, I talk about it all the time. In Hawaii, we tend to, with our loved ones when they pass away, we will go to the cemetery with food and okay, picnic, okay, table, not chairs and all that. And we'll sit around the graveside and we'll eat dinner. Okay, in fact, some people will bring food for the person who passed away or a drink for them and all. It's just part of the culture. And to not have that ability, it's horrible. You have a 12-year, sixth grade. And it's just to think these kids, that's that age you develop so many memories of things that are going on and the questions right now. These kids who are having to, they're getting ready to start in 3 minutes, the prayer vigil. And I'm sure a lot of kids are out there with parents trying to figure out how do we deal with this with our child? Okay, let me kind of pull this forward again. Sorry, their camera keeps doing weird stuff like this. There. Okay. Oh, it paused somehow is what happened. Yeah, how do you have these talks with them? So that right there, that vehicle had the word police on it. Wow, look at the lights on the side of it. That's cool. You definitely see that. I was thinking at night would be hard to see a vehicle like that, but okay, so I don't know if they're leaving now. And yeah, having children at that age, it's a hard age to talk with because they're starting to come into their own and they've got questions. When you see some of these other 12, 13, 10, 11-year olds played with Madeline every day at school. How do you talk to people about that? And then on top of it, to know what happened to her. Okay, it wasn't just a death, it was with the SA side approaching those subjects. This guy was sick. This guy was plain out old sick. And to not only, I mean, think about the depravity it takes to not just have the actions, but things on video and stuff. It's kind of like Gianna here in Hawaii. We just lost another a 13-year-old here in Hawaii. Gianna was killed by her legal guardians, and they had pictures and video and text messages of her punishing her. Okay, and so who holds pride? You take pictures of things like that when you hold pride in it, or there's something about it that is interesting, okay, or something like who would do it takes a special kind of evil to do something like that. And it truly, truly does. I'm kind of holding for a few minutes. I know we're kind of in this quiet time. I'm trying to find out right now whether or not they're going to go live. Okay. Sorry, I'm going down here. I'm going to open this in a separate window real quick. Okay, now I'll pull it back up for you guys. I'm going to see if they're going to go live at the thing. Yeah, Cristola, that's what it's kind of like. It's like they're keeping souvenirs or something like that. But they know it's wrong because look at what he did. The moment he realized, oh shit, they're calling me in to interview me. Oh, what do I need to do? And immediately they try to cover their asses. Okay, excuse my language. Sorry, that came out. Okay, they try to cover up. Okay, they're immediately, in Ariel's case, they're immediately, oh, I'll call out with COVID for the next few days so that I can go and cover everything up. In Stefan's case, it's like, oh yeah, I need to go and make sure I do a factory reset on my phone. Oh, accidentally. We talked about that a few minutes ago. How hard is it to really do a factory reset accidentally? Yeah, some people have done it, but it's not something that is done regularly. And I mean, my mom, yeah, she would accidentally reset her phone. No problem there. But for most of us, you go through, and if unless you're not reading the rule, okay, do you want to do this? Are you sure you want to do this? I don't know how many times they ask you that question. Okay, so far I'm looking and I'm not seeing anything about the prayer vigil. Let me check Facebook real quickly. Oh, it keeps, I don't know why my YouTube keeps, oh no, it's not me, it's this. Okay, there we go. It's a, yeah, yeah, it is a relief to know at least these people are morons and all that. We can get them off, okay, off our streets as quickly as possible. So you can tell here, and this was literally about 10 minutes before they stopped the video on this. You can see how dark it was getting at this time. And the darker it got, the harder this is. And they're going to be there for hours because they've got to comb the area. They've got to really look for anything, not just around where she is, but leading. They now know where he stopped his vehicle and stuff like that. So there's a lot of space that they can go looking around for things. Sorry, I'm checking some other stuff to see if I can find anything. You guys know what it's like. Let's see. Oh my, for her family, for grandparents, for kids, for so many, sorry, puppy wants to get down on the ground. Let's see. So I don't know if I was wondering if some of the groups would be paused right now. Kind of feels like it because there's hardly anything new popping up considering all the news. Let me try the other group, see if there's anything there. Let's see. In memory. Oh gosh. First Audrey and now, yeah, this is, I don't know. What's your guys' thought? There seems to be so many more Amber alerts lately, and I know for Texas there's a reason. Okay, because of the new law there and everything, there's a reason they can put these out now. But it seems like yesterday, it's just been one alert after another. I was going to show you guys actually I can show you guys this when he was moved to the Osceola jail. Let me just real quickly do that. Give me just a second to open that one up. But yeah, no, there just seems so many of them lately. It just drives me crazy. And I don't know, is it more or is it just we're being alerted to it quicker and we're looking? What is the whole reason behind that? I'll do this. Rather than try to make it work well for you guys, I'll just pull it up instead. So this is earlier when he was, Stefan was brought into the jail. Let's see. Right here. So this was when he was brought into the jail. So he's currently in Osceola jail. They have him on 2 counts right now. That's going to change quickly. For battery and then for possession of material in regards to all that. I suspect it's only a matter of time before we actually have murder charges and all that coming up. So you guys can see within this, trying to get him out of the
Stefan,
vehicle.
where's Maddie? Did you hurt her? Are you a pedophile? What's on your cell phone? Why aren't you talking to investigators?
It's really soft. Sorry,
Where
guys,
was Maddie last seen? Why aren't you helping her mother and her family? This is a little girl. Help them find Maddie. Where is Maddie? Where is she? What did you do with her? Tell us something.
Wow. So, as you heard them saying, okay, where is she? What's on your phone? Well, guess what? We have those answers now. We know what's on his phone. Okay, we know where she is. We know that she is now going to be able to come home, okay, and be with the rest. Okay, at least they can be with her. And I'm still looking for anything about the prayer vigil. I was pretty sure someone would do something from it. So I'm looking for that, gang. So I'm little harder to find. I was sure. Yeah, we were going to go over the press conference and stuff like that, but all of this really just started coming. Okay, it all just, yeah, coming together so quick. Angie, how you doing, my dear? And yeah, walking piece of crap. There you go. People can have fun creating memes of that right there. Um, okay, let me see. Let me try the other one. Sorry, I'm doing some searches real quickly. I'm gonna have to watch from the yes, Angie, they did find her. They this morning a call came in. Well, they did a press conference that they found what was on his phone was enough to announce that she was no longer with us. The pictures and video on her phone are pretty much sickening. Really, hey, Seal, love you, my dear. I just woke up. I'll kind of, I know there's a lot of you guys coming in throughout time, so I know I'm repeating a lot of this stuff. And if we find, we're looking and waiting for the prayer service because that's supposed to be going on right now, the prayer vigil. But I'm trying and not finding anything yet. Hard to do a factory reset. It is so hard to do a factory reset. So long story short, as if anyone finds the the prayer vigil, please let me know. I'm still looking, but basically in the press conference they announced to everyone that yeah, she was no longer with us. He had, and I do have the paperwork if anyone wants it. I just could not go into it very, very detailed at least, because of what was written in there. But what they were looking for was anyone who had seen his vehicle along a certain road area. Well, that road area is right. I was showing people this earlier. This is the road area that they're talking about. So after the press conference, they actually did get a tip, which led them to an area near trees. I don't know if it's this area of trees or what, but there's definitely some trees lining the road itself. Okay, and then there's a lot of open pasture area too. So I'm not sure if it's right in that area or where. But at that time, they did find her body at that time. So yeah, it's heartbreaking right now. Her school, the middle school, is doing a prayer vigil right now. That's what I'm trying to find, but not having much luck on that right now. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm pulling that up to see if I can find anything else. There's so many things. I wonder, like, we talk about the schools, and how many of you guys, when your kids miss school, when do you get those phone calls? Especially on a middle school age, you would think those calls would come sooner. And did they try call? I don't know. I was trying to update myself on this case for Alive in 2 hours, actually. And then all this started happening. So I did not get to get that answer. Let me see real quick if WKMG has anything live real quick. Your boyfriend got an Amber Alert today. And yes, okay, good news. They did find the little guy from that one. I was going to talk about that. Yeah, there was an Ohio Amber Alert today. There was, oh my gosh, it seems like it was just Amber Alert after Amber Alert lately, guys. Christoli, okay, so if your kids are missing school, do you not get any phone calls or anything? Because I know in some places it's literally phone call right away. Okay, even when I went to school, my mom got a phone call within 2 hours. I know, KK. And also, I just saw your message. I'm like, yay. I'm behind in chat. However, my girl has some challenges. I recorded interactions. See, yeah. And that's the thing. And a lot of our kids are actually having problems to begin with, their own problems to deal with. That's the age where you start having those issues. Okay, kids, no call at all. Wow, Christola. And if you think about it, how often do we hear of a child, especially on that preteen, but even in the younger ages, they get dropped off at school, whether it's really dropped off at school or not, okay, like in this case, and they never show up to school. Well, the thing is, that's 8 hours there usually. Okay, 6 to 8 hours, depending on the school, that people could be looking for that child. Because we usually know, most parents know. We say that all the time. Oh, yeah, a parent knows. A parent knows. Okay, so if they got that phone call and they're like, no, I dropped them off there, this is not like them, we could be looking for them quicker. And we know how important time is in those situations. But yeah, I worry right now, Angie, Louisiana girl, and all. I worry so much right now with these kids that are in her school because so many others, this is the story of the day, or this is the story of the local news and all. And once the memorial's over and stuff like that, everyone else goes back to their life. But these kiddos will not go back to their life that way. Okay, I remember when I was in 8th grade when the girl across the street from me unalived herself. To this day, I remember looking in the window. I remember taking her younger sister and brother, okay, and babysitting them that night. I will never forget those things. These kids are never going to forget any of this. And that's what's scary as a parent, I'm sure, right now. They're over at this memorial trying to find ways to address this discussion with their kids. And part of this discussion is actually what happened to her. Because we know so many other children are dealing with the same type of actions, SA. And also, sorry, still looking. I don't, this is crazy. I'm not finding anything really on the press conference. And I did get this though. Let me pull this up real quick. Here's a picture actually from, sorry, let me find where I hid my StreamYard last. There you are, StreamYard. So let me pull this up. So this is a picture someone was able to get of, I guess, the area itself from the ground. Here we go. So this is the ground area itself. Let's see if there's any other photos real quick. We'll go here and see what other photos we can come up with here that they have. They've updated their local photos. I'm checking right now. Yeah, I can show you. I'm just checking to make sure everything's okay on those. So yeah, we're good. We're good. Sorry, gang. And this is why I need my second screen someday. Yes, exactly. Second screens are very helpful, not only when you're playing video games, but for stuff like this. Okay, so stop this. So these are from WFTV, who we were sharing some of their footage earlier also. So there's Madeline herself, such a sweetie, in the area. So here's the area where they were actually looking for her. There's her step monster. He is in jail. Hopefully he will not see the light of day for a very, very, very long time. If not, I'm not sure about Florida what the sentencing is like, to be honest. I really have no idea. But hopefully it's going to be a super long time. Oh, Sleuth Mom, this is just, I can't stop. It's too, I'm just right now, my heart is with everyone in the school because you know they're all right now there. Okay, that picture didn't. So some more pictures. Those were from now. Now we're getting down on the ground because I'm sure they do have news cameras down there right now because I'm sure they're still. So this is probably the closest. So it definitely looks like he placed her in the brush area. As someone, I forget who it was, someone mentioned earlier in chat, that's what they had heard also and seen also. And so I'm not sure if this little blue flag has anything to do with what they've placed or if that was there already. This was from the press conference earlier today. I need to check if they've scheduled any new press conference or anything like that yet. I haven't heard of anything. There's a couple pictures here that aren't showing up. This was okay. This is the poster that actually set off the tip earlier today. They had told everyone, please, okay, share out this poster, help us share the information out so that we can actually find out where he was. I don't know if they recognized he had a flat or if the flat was a ruse or what, but they knew that there was a flat tire somewhere along this road. And so they shared the pictures of the vehicle there and pictures of both Madeline and Stefan. And they got the tip. And the tip led to where we are now. There he is. Okay. And then that's other, okay. That's actually for today's, right now, what's going on, the prayer vigil, the vigil for her outside of the school. So what a jerk. Trying to behave and not say certain words right now. So some of these were, it's just. So this was them out. And that's one thing I have to say. In each of these cases, the communities come together. Look at that. She was a beautiful young girl turning into a young woman. It's that age. It's that age where you're going to your first dance. You're going to, okay, you're starting to get interested in guys. You're starting to develop those really close girl friendships and stuff like that. Stacia, Stacia, is it? And welcome, by the way. And what is her mom doing? I don't know. I have not heard any updates on her mom. I do know the police said, okay, let me stop that one. That's all those pictures. The police did say that they had to tell her earlier today that they had evidence that she was no longer with us. And I'm sure they've talked to her since then also. So we'll see. Sorry, I'm just checking for the vigil here. So I'm not sure whether or not I would not be surprised if she's not at like the vigil tonight and all. It's just really, there's an article, I'm reading some articles here about how the pastors are trying to be there for the community right now. The Unity and Fire Church International prepared to hold a community prayer circle near Hunters Creek Middle School on Friday. So right now, no actual live stream from it. Hopefully we will get those. Actually, you know what I want to do? Let's do this actually, because I'm not sure if we're going to find the live stream of it or not. I'm going to keep looking and I'm going to keep talking in case I can find it. But guys, let's take just about a minute. And what I want to do, one second. Okay, sorry, I just need to. Okay, let's just take a moment. If you guys want to type in chat, please feel free if you want to type in any hearts or anything like that, or prayer or whatever, but just sorry, let me pull up one more thing before we start this because I don't want you guys looking at me during this. I want you guys looking at her during this because she's the one that we're thinking about right now. Sorry, it takes me a second to get all this done. There we go. And so I'm wondering, LG, good question. Does anyone know what her favorite color was? If not, just Killer Dad's commented, you know what? In the bushes. Stacia. He's in jail right now. So here, I'm going to hold back on this for a second. He's in jail right now. So there's nothing coming from him right now. Other than the fact that, but I accidentally hard reset my computer, my phone. I'm sorry about that. Sorry for being sarcastic. Not sorry. As for mom, we don't know. Mom's not a suspect. Mom is not a suspect. Police said they actually had to sit her down this morning and tell her that they had the evidence that her daughter was no longer with us. So, she is not a suspect at this time. So, but let's just, for a couple moments, just real quickly, everyone in Florida is right now doing a prayer service. So I just for ourselves. Thank you guys. I was hoping we could join in with the rest of her community, but I just can't help thinking about everyone with this. And this poor little baby should never have had to go and deal with this. This is something no child should have to go through. And to know that she was alone for the last 5 days and all. So let me see what we got in chat. Yeah, look at the hearts. These little ones always become kind of, in Hawaii, we have the word hanai, kind of like adopted. And that's what happens. They all become our hanai children, our hanai family members, kids that we care about and love. Cupcake, I always have stated if something happened to my husband, my kid's father, I would never bring a new person around. I'm a survivor of the statistic. You know, and there is a statistic. There's also some amazing, I don't want to say it's all the time because it isn't. There are amazing step parents. I mean, my brother and my sister-in-law, both of them, it's their second marriage, and it's an amazing relationship. And as a family, it's probably the healthier family for all of them. Okay, from the original family, so it actually was in that case. But unfortunately, there are so many statistics, like you're talking about, Cupcake. Okay, statistics where it's not what that magic that happens in so many others. So it's you've got to really know what's going on. Have the talks with your kids. Let them know these types of things are not okay, something that they have to be embarrassed about. Because honestly, I think a lot of kids, when you're dealing with SA, a lot of children feel embarrassed. Then on top of that, you could have threats going on and stuff like that. And so in the same way, we train our children about not walking away with a stranger. Okay. And we teach them bad versus good touch and stuff like that. I think it's just as important for us to teach them it's okay to talk to me if something ever happens, though. Because I think sometimes I know sometimes a child feels like they have failed their parents when something like that happens. And hugs to you too, my dear Kelly. And Stacia, pray for us. Yeah. We you know what? In many areas we have. In many areas we have. But there's also huge areas that have not. And those of us who have not have to speak up and make sure that everyone recognizes that, you know what? We have to be the ones to speak. If we don't speak, no one else will. No one else will. And it gets hard to speak up at times too. Seal, she had a phone call, poor girl. Poor That's usually what I'm doing at this time, actually. And oh, someone may have found something. I could not find it to save my life. Let's see if that's what it is right now. Ah, she found something. Oh my God, you are amazing, girl. You are, please, friends, do not send me message because I'm actually going to log us in here real quick. We do have the vigil. Thank you. It's part of the vigil at least, but it's better than nothing right now. Let's see here. Here we go. So this is actually coming from the vigil earlier. Let me see if there's any. Here, let's start over. Hear the drumming. I'm so happy so many people showed up. I can't tell the song they're singing, but they are singing a song. These things are where we come together and we heal also. Because Maddie affected every one of the people there, here. And this is how healing happens. Also how our voices are. Song, you can definitely tell you've got news channels there. Yeah, the drumming and the vocals is great. I'll keep checking this person's live stream to see if something else pops up. Wow. Thank you to the person who actually shared that. I'm going to stop sharing that, but I'm going to keep looking to see if anything else pops up. Oh my gosh, there's the loud puppies. Oh wow. Okay, thank you. I mean, seeing you are amazing, girl. Okay, we got something else here from the news. Jennifer Soto speaking. So we do have some. Let me see what we got here. Sorry, this over here makes it easier. Okay, let's see. Okay, sorry, I can hear my mom talking in the background. I think my brother just showed up at the house. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is up. So this is on WFTV exclusive there. So let's see what she has to say. This was 44 minutes ago. So this was on the news that just.
Good. So the first question is if I can have your first, your last name and spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto. JENNIFER
Mother.
Mother.
Jennifer, tell me how you feeling right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry.
see her trying to. I think she's waiting for someone to come in and help with the kiddos there.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
I think what was happening in the background rambling, something tells me she's got other kiddos in the background who were playing. And I don't know if someone was supposed to be taking care of the kids while she did the interview. Kind of like so many of us do while we're streaming. And then some of them continue driving you crazy. And I get that thing. And by the way, Chicken Lady, that is something I always have to be very careful with. So, because I was one of those with Cleo. I remember when Cleo in Australia went missing, and I started doing that myself then. So I'm always having to watch. And yes, there are times I will step in and be like, oh, no, this person's totally okay. You know, sometimes the red flags are like massive. Okay, and the facts that you're getting are massive. But I really have to watch it at times too, Chicken Lady. By the way, I hope Keki's doing good. But for those of you who don't know, Chicken Lady has a bunch of baby chicks, and she let me name one of them. So we named the little one Keiki Okalani, which is Heavenly Child, because unfortunately that's who we often talk about here on this channel, is the children who are watching us and protecting us from up there. So Keiki Okalani. But anyhow, so that's yeah. The we, she said we drop, so that is popping up there too. And that's why I'm wondering, there's a lot of still some things that I don't know if we have everything about it or not. I'm being very careful. You know how I get very careful about it, but I also worry because we kind of saw what he was like in the background on that one video. And was there an abusive type situation going on also in other ways? Okay, I'm jumping there, but it's something, yeah. Oh, you think that's what was happening? Mom was feeding the dogs or cats? That could be. In fairness, I still say we, and it's been years. I've been alone, but hey, I'm not. Yeah. And that's the thing. Hell, I say we when I just mean me all the time. Okay. I'm horrible about it. So I don't know. So here, let me go back to.
I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that we'll put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m.
That's what throws me off, because I know earlier, who it was Sleuth, or a couple of us were talking about when did whatever happen, because we're hearing about that video, but we're also hearing that they saw her in the vehicle once they got home back to the house, his place, and they don't think she was alive at that time. So when, where, all of that is, yeah.
Heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What is the school?
Cupcake. What I think she's getting at with that comment about what I can share, I think, now I may be making my own assumption here, she's talking about the police. Because, you know, a lot of times the parents or family or whatever, the police are telling them a lot more information, but some of it they won't tell at all to the family. It's like, that's the stuff we hold really. Some of it is like, well, you know what, we've seen this, but please don't share this with other people. Okay, police know that might get out, but they're trying to so That's what I'm assuming, but that's my assumption. This is Madeline's mom. Yes, Cristola, this is. That's yours. Yeah, and the spotted walking is what's really getting me. I'd like to see that. Has anyone seen that video? I haven't. But again, like I said, this all started on the 26th, and there's been so much going on that I myself was just really heavily jumping into this. I had followed okay on the surface, but I was deep diving today actually. I haven't heard. No, you're not the only one. I had not heard this. No, I hadn't either. So that's why I was like, okay, when I saw the time on this and all, I was like, I don't know if this is a more in-depth one that I don't even know where. Yeah. Was it something that kind of snuck through that no one, I don't know. So anyhow, let's go back.
Said, have you given in contact with the school?
Yes.
Okay,
They're doing
that
everything they
verifies
can.
that.
They've given
Thank
me all the
you.
resources.
Thank
The
you,
principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras is too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces.
Love you.
But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior
Not
to
at all.
just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because I
always get
the detectives
frustrated
don't have her
with that.
phone. But this isn't normal behavior, no.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time.
And girl, that makes so much more sense because I had not heard that part of it. Last week has been crazy, absolutely crazy for me the last 3 days. And so I was like, no, didn't they see her? So that makes sense because that's where I can't quite figure out if they saw her in the car and they know she was deceased in the car when they returned back. There's so much there. I really am wondering if there's other footage of stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, Seal. That's what I'm thinking also.
I couldn't make it because I was working.
But this was just
But
posted
she
54
had an
minutes
amazing
ago.
time. She was so happy with all her gifts.
So I'm wondering if it's more.
I told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I was the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah,
13?
she's 13 years old. Yes.
13.
Look at her, the nervous energy in her. Now that could be taken in two different ways. Okay, honestly, it can be taken in two different ways, Anna, but you can feel the nervous energy in her, the bouncing and stuff like that. And yeah, this was definitely before he was arrested. It is interesting. They just posted this though, 54 minutes ago. That's what's, I think, confusing this is I'm wondering if this is the full interview as compared to what we were seeing before.
Madeline?
Madeline.
Madeline. What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
Friends, the friends' parents, you've contacted and went through
Everyone.
every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't.
It would help to read the description, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would totally make more sense. Oh my gosh. It's been long. And yeah, Chicken Lady, they did find her. They out there's some kind of scrub slash wood area right off the road in a rural area, and that's where. And yeah, there's some wording here that is really confusing for me, and I'm still trying to work my way through it. Um, I do know when you see him and her with him behind her, I get some really bad feelings in that video. I just get some. He definitely seems to have some, I don't know, I just felt almost anger issues going on there too. I'm very concerned about this. Yeah, I really, yeah. Okay.
With anything else.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain.
So much.
To bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at James' house or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one weekend, maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think? Oh gosh, I just had it tip my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it. That's about it.
And you did.
That always has kind of got me. The detail of the clothes that she was wearing there kind of got me a little bit, because maybe this is me just being weird. Okay, the only person who did she see her wearing those things before she left, or did he see where exactly and how? Now I know we've seen the jacket. They've shown pictures, but I'm just trying to figure out, was she the one who last saw her wearing that, or is he the one who reported last seeing her wear that? Not sure if any of you guys in chat know, but that's been something. Last outfits are always something that kind of throw me off. Okay, and not just are they wearing shoes when they go to bed type thing, but that was detailed. That was very detailed. So I'd be interested if any of you guys had any feelings on that.
This is not like her.
Not at all.
To run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke.
Sorry, I see Christola has a question here that I missed. I have a question. I've always wondered, if somebody has hand-me-down clothes or clothes that aren't new, can they still pick up people who wore them before? Interesting. Great question. That is actually a very good question. I'm sure they smell them to some degree. I wonder if, okay, I can tell you this, not based off of clothes portion, But I've been working with a group here in Hawaii who is trying to do search and rescue for people with dementia, you know, when they walk off and they roam off. Because if you can get the dogs on the search really quickly, there's a very high chance of catching them. The longer the time goes, the scent degrades. So on clothes, I would suspect it's the same thing. The scent does degrade. Does it disappear? I don't know that answer. But I do know when I've talked to the people who own the dogs, they have told me that after, say, 4 or 5 days, and especially depending on weather and location, for example, the scent will degrade over time. So that's why it's important to get the answers right away. Yeah, mom was at work, and also she wasn't at party because she was at work, and work in the morning. And also, okay.
Occur.
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We're desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up, and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. No word. No text message. No messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with. Any app. No weird conversations. Nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I mean, I'm thinking if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get, but like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home with me.
There's no need for her to really learn. Okay. And you said no time? I think that was everything. All right, the first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stephan Stearns, STEPHAN STERNS.
All right, so Stephan, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
Okay, guys. We're going to try to watch this without me destroying my computer. Okay. For everyone, yeah, get a stress ball or something. Just FYI.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out, and I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she can be. We're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
I know
What has the conversation been with?
I know you can't always take the shaking the head or anything because that's not always true. It depends on things, but I can't help but look at this. And also the difference in the emotion he's showing versus he's almost, oh, sorry, I'm going to get going here.
Jen, since
she's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well, but it just keeps coming in waves. Just the reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home.
have you like literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off, and we looked all up and down the road, all along the communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising. The church across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on, and that was it. But it was grainy. It was grainy footage, and not much else.
Does it seem like she walked west, east?
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
I'm going to pause for a second. Click and Go, thank you for letting us know how it went. For those of you who don't know, Click and Go was able to go to Audrey's memorial. And thank you for going there and being able to spend time with family and the whole neighborhood. I know that had to be special. And so I can't wait to hear anything else that you have to share on that. So thank you. Love you, my dear.
What was the language, not language verbally, language, body language, when you dropped her off? Did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet my friends?
Happy. She got a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had a 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together here, and she's just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us, and we just not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. Not feeling her presence here is... Sorry. It's hard.
I know you're fine. You didn't need to apologize.
Oh,
What do you want our viewers to know when they see when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay.
I mean, if someone were to come in contact with her and you gave me her diagnoses, would it be easy to approach her without any like agitation or anything?
Yeah. She's a good kid. She's a good kid.
If you can sum up in one complete sentence, waking up, getting ready to drop her off at school, dropping her off at school, to now speaking to me after talking to the police about her being missing for over 24 hours right now. In one complete sentence, what would that be?
A living nightmare. It's a living nightmare. Day started off like any other. I just want to wake up.
if that was what a regular day started off like, that is even more of the nightmare. And
you just get hit with waves of the reality, just it's setting in. As soon as it got dark last night, we started falling apart. We knew it wasn't going to come to an end. And now we're going on 24 hours and still nothing. Just conflicting reports here and there. People say they see this or that. None of it's conclusive and none of it's helpful. We just want our baby girl back.
Tom, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Thank you.
Actions have consequences. That's all I've got to say. And okay, I'm not sure how many of you ever saw the video of let me pull that one down. How many of you guys saw the video of Jen talking with him, Stefan in the background, that interview? I was able to just find that, and I thought I would go ahead and show y'all that. That was on Fox 35. Let me just pull that up for y'all because this is what really set me off with massive red flags on this guy. So let me just share this real quickly. It's another little longer interview and all, but part of me, in fact, thought maybe I'd play it without any audio just so you can watch him. But nah, you guys can listen too. But you're going to see him a lot right back in this area doing some crosses, things like that. His actions during this screamed something is wrong here. Okay, I mean, I could see the police throughout this whole thing, okay, watching and being like, whoa, we've got a problem on our hands with this guy. Okay, and then you can see actions, interactions, because that last video, it was all them individually. Here, you can see a little bit more of an interaction, even though it's not necessarily direct interaction. They're next to each other and all. So let me see what we got. Hello, Cooter. How you doing, my dear? And yeah, there is some questions about what time they called 911 because we're hearing different numbers. What was said in the paperwork was 8 o'clock. Okay. Oh, there is Mary Jane. Ooh, I'll have to take a look for that one too. Yeah, there's definitely interesting too what you guys were saying with Scott and all, because definitely interesting the connections we're all making. So anyhow, here we go. If we have volume.
She crossed the street.
Actually, let me take us back just. Here we go.
Well,
okay.
Monday morning, we took her to school. We dropped her off close to school, across the street from a church, which is it's right next to the school. She crossed the street and walked to school, what we thought walked to school. My boyfriend who drove her to school drove away at that point. It was seen on video footage that she hung out in the parking lot of the church for a few minutes and then got up and walked towards the school. But she never made it that walk and that was around 9 a.m. when she got up. She never made it to school after that. It's right next to the school. I don't know why she didn't make it. I don't know if something happened on her walk along the way or if she got taken, but she never made it.
What will be really interesting to see with this Wii, because the Wii is driving a lot of people crazy right now. How does she normally talk? Does she normally do the Wii conversation, or does she talk in first and third person, or second person? Because I've seen people who do. There's sometimes I'm talking to you guys about something I do and I say we, okay, all the time because of just how I word things. Police, I have a feeling are probably definitely looking at that right now. What is her normal when she's talking about other things that happen? How does she word it? So, but it is weird.
And that was the last anyone's seen of her or heard from her?
Yes.
To answer, school started at 9:30 from my understanding. Okay, correct me in chat if I'm wrong on that, but what I was reading was school started at 9:30 there. But yeah, schools usually start much earlier. That's what I thought initially too.
I went to pick her up after school, and she wasn't there. So I started driving around, maybe thinking she took a walk. Maybe she decided to walk to my mom's office, which.
If you have another version and can send it over to me real quick, I could switch it over. Unless you feel, is it a big difference if we actually, this one versus the other one? I just try to come up with it real quick. I'll give you a second to see if anyone has. is there a difference between the two? I did not realize there was a difference between the two. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds. I know I'm on a time delay here, so I'm gonna do that. So, but it is interesting, especially the we combined in the same sentence switching. Um, but yeah, there's definitely, it feels weird. She's definitely much calmer in this one. Okay. Yeah, and Mary Jane, that's my problem too. I try so hard not to, unless there's massive, and there are times I'm like, oh hell yeah, oh hell yeah. But this one is definitely one of those cases. Um, so let me know. I'm kind of checking just to see if this one still is good enough or if you see some overt differences between the cleaned up copy versus the more original one. Because I can switch over real easily. If not, we'll just do this one has like 8 minutes. So it's actually pretty in depth. But now she's saying she took a drive around. I don't know if she's appropriate to say. No, it's appropriate to say anything you guys want there as long as we realize we're all kind of, to be honest, all of us are making assumptions here. Okay, and they're assumptions based off of whatever we feel we're seeing here. Okay, it's hard though. It is hard because I've seen people also who, if you remember Cleo in Australia, everyone was like, there's no way in hell these parents did not do it. Okay, no one can actually get into a tent and take a little girl out of that tent without people knowing. Okay, that was a huge thing. And I was one of those saying, oh yeah, has to be, has to be. Hello, Jets mom, love you, my dear. And but in the end, I and a lot of us were wrong. And in that case, that mom and dad were put through hell. So I'm very careful because of that, but at the same time, every one of us have our assumptions and thoughts on it. She seems more comfortable in this one compared to the last, much more comfortable. And so that last one, she was a nervous wreck during. And we'll do rambling. Love you, my dear.
Just pretty close to the school as well. Drove around and I didn't see anything. I drove back to the school was closed. I emailed one of her teachers. They confirmed that she was absent all day. At that point is when I called 911 because I realized something was truly wrong.
Have you heard from like any of her friends? Has she been active on any social media?
She hasn't been active on social media, none of her chats, none of her games. We did contact all her friends. None of them had seen her Monday or heard from her. Yeah, there's no update.
And I have to ask this, and I know I hate doing it, but is she the type that would run away? Has this happened in the past or anything? Has she ever threatened to run away?
Never. She's never ever mentioned anything like this before, and she's not the type to want to do this. She did accidentally leave her phone on Monday, which is kind of normal for her. She's got ADHD and very forgetful. So she left her phone at home, so there's no way to trace her. They tried tracing her.
I would love to know from her friends, is that true about it being fairly normal for her to leave her phone? Okay, that's one thing that I keep looking at, and I would just love to go to one of her friends at school. Hey, is it normal for Maddie to leave her phone at home? Because I know kids and their phone are like attached surgically.
Her school laptop, but that's off, so it's not pinging to anything.
Jen, what is your fear? I know you mentioned she's on games and stuff. Do you think she could have like met somebody and tried to meet up with them?
She's open to us. She's open with us about, if she's got a crush with anyone, and she told us she had a crush on someone at school. And I looked at their messages, nothing was weird. I looked at all of her messages, all of her deleted messages. Nothing seemed weird. It didn't seem like she was talking to anyone. So I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like she may have been taken, because this is not like her at all to just disappear and not let us know where she's going or who she's with. Yeah.
What are you getting from law enforcement? Are they actively searching for her? I mean, what happens now? I mean, especially that she doesn't have her phone with her.
So as far as I know, they're conducting a search around the school. Behind the school, there's a Shingle Creek. There's a wooded path area that you could walk. It's a hiking path. They are going back there with their canine dogs. They've taken a piece of her clothing to see if they can trace her scent. They're also taking their own vehicles. I'm not sure what type of vehicles, but they're going into the woods to search for her. But I don't feel like that's going to find anything right now. We've had people all day on that trail sending us photos to see if anything there looks familiar and like her personal belongings, and nothing is hers.
I think that's one thing, Seal. It's a good point, recognizing everyone reacts differently. And everyone reacts differently at different times during a process. Okay. I handle emergencies as part of my job. So I can, when the shit hits the fan, I just put up my walls and I bang right through. But the moment that I step away and can calm down, I'm shaking like a leaf. And so different people react different ways, and we have to be open to that because none of us are the same. Every one of us is different. So we have to be open to that. And most of us hopefully will never have to deal with something like this. And that's why it's important for the police. They're the ones who are interviewing them, kind of figuring out how they act at different times and stuff like that. So, and that's the information they have that we often don't get to see until later. It's different when you're in front of a camera. It really honestly is. That camera, just a camera here on YouTube, puts you in a different frame of mind. And especially if the other one, okay, everything may have been just different for them. Standing versus sitting. It's much more comfortable to sit and talk about something rough than stand up. So yeah, a lot of things could happen there.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure where to go from here. I'm just contacting the news to get the word out, to get some help, because I'm desperate. I'm a wreck right now.
So you think that she's been taken against her will?
I do think so, yes.
Got it. I get you.
As a mom, what's your mother's intuition telling you right now?
Too many times.
I'm trying to hope for the best, but I'm scared for her. I want her to be okay, and I want her to be safe. I don't want her to come back harmed. I just want her back, whatever that means. I just want her back.
Are you getting any updates from law enforcement? I mean, yes, they're searching that small area, but have they gotten any hits on any scent or anything like that?
They haven't let me know anything. They haven't updated me since I spoke to them this morning. I've contacted them to get some information or to give them some leads, but I've heard nothing back.
And Jen, there's no way that she, just being, a teenager, was like, maybe had a fight with you or an argument with you and was like, you know what, I'm going to go hang out at so-and-so's house and teach her a lesson,
No, I definitely, guys, I know we're all and all of us go one way, then another way, and things that's normal for us. I do agree, Cristola, that was real emotion. Okay, that's literally the way a lot of times when you've kind of compartmentalized things and you're going nice, straightforward, then all of a sudden something dawns on. Like this morning, I don't know if KK's still in chat, but I was leaving a voicemail for her earlier today, and I was talking about things, and then all of a sudden I said, "Oh yeah," and I looked down at the date because I was trying to tell her, "Yeah, my dad, the anniversary of his death is coming up on the 13th," and I looked down, and I literally went from no problem, just normal loco to in tears, just like that, just like you just saw there. So, and then having to pull it back together. And all. So, but that's the thing. We're all going to be watching this and seeing, and the police will come up with the truth in the end.
Could that be a scenario?
I don't believe so. We actually haven't gotten into a fight in like a few weeks. or arguments
in the
or
background.
anything like that. If anything, on Sunday, she celebrated her 13th birthday with my entire family, and she had the best day. She was so happy. She showed us all her gifts. She's just a happy girl, and she showed it on Sunday night when she went to bed. She was so happy. So, you know, she had the best day. I just, you know, there was no moment in that evening from when she got home from the party that she had her phone or had the laptop. She went straight to getting ready and went to bed. So I know she didn't have any conversations with anyone. She didn't make plans with anyone. I didn't see any of that.
So she spent the whole Sunday celebrating her 13th birthday. Was her 13th birthday on that Sunday, or that was just like the time you guys were celebrating?
That was the time we were celebrating. Her birthday was on Thursday, the 22nd.
Okay.
She just turned 13.
But that's just so heartbreaking to be celebrating her 13th birthday, and then the very next day, that's
gone.
the last you've seen of her.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you go now? Are you gonna go out there and search or look, or what is are you sticking by the phone? Are you know, what are you doing?
I'm staying at home, staying by the phone, hoping she just appears. I know my entire family is out looking. They've all spread a bunch of flyers. I've had people contact me that they've gone to the international airport to spread flyers, to Amtrak, to Greyhound, just any way that if someone's taken her and they're trying to take her, just to show her face, just to make sure, you know, she's not being taken against her will.
And you mentioned ADHD. Was there anything else maybe mentally going on, or that you knew of?
She does suffer from anxiety, and once upon a time she was diagnosed with autism. We had her what's the word?
Brained, maybe?
Reevaluated.
Okay.
We had her reevaluated a few months ago, actually, and they told us no, she didn't have autism, but she did have some autistic traits. She did have ADHD, some autistic traits, but not autism.
Okay.
So I'm not sure where to leave with that, because one doctor said she did and one doctor saying she doesn't, and I don't know. She's just in the middle, I guess, because she does have some tendencies, but socially she's pretty great. So I'm not sure.
And with the video that you were able to see whenever your boyfriend dropped her off, where was that? Which video? Was that a surveillance camera?
It was a surveillance camera from the church, Peace Church, right next to Hunters Creek Middle School.
And do you have that video?
I don't have that. They didn't show me. They wouldn't show me. It was actually my sister was the one at location, and they were letting her know what they saw on camera.
Okay.
But they didn't show it to any of us.
Got it. Okay. Jen, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Please, if you have any information, contact me, contact law enforcement. Any information helps. Maddie, if you see this, please come home. Please be safe. I love you very much. If you have my Maddie, please just let her come home. We just want her home.
Oh, God. And of course, we all now know what ended up happening in that case. And Maddie was found today. Yeah, Kimberly, that's an interesting thought process. She spent the entire day celebrating the 13th birthday with my entire family, and she showed us all her gifts. And could be okay. One thing for sure is that will be fairly easy to verify, but interesting thought process there. This is just sorry. And everything started off with, I can't pull it up. That's what's wrong. My computer just decided to play games with me. I can't pull up her picture. Yeah, we know, unfortunately, we started off the day with so much hope. Everyone was still hoping and hoping. We were hearing things, but there was still hope and stuff. And then we're informed that no, they had information. that she was most likely not with us anymore. And here we are now. Tonight they found her. It's just it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking at this point. So, but we'll see. Let everyone know what we got here. Sorry. I think it's odd about the text about when she turned 13. She wants to live. That was something I do remember. I think they were there too. I think sometimes the language, and I don't know, is English her normal name, or also in certain areas of the country we talk differently. It's like here in Hawaii, a lot of times we will say he and she and we'll confuse the two. And it just comes from way certain cultures grow up and how the language evolves for them. So, and she was at work at that time, yeah. And so we'll have to see within that. But unfortunately, we're at this part now that the answer is there. It's not the answer we wanted at all. And let me just pull this up for you guys real quickly. So at least we have a picture up there of her. She wasn't at her party. Okay, got it. So mom was not at the party. She was actually at work at the time, is what I'm getting from what you guys are saying, if that's correct. And also, let me just do this real quick. Here we go. Someone made this and I loved it, so I wanted to bring it up with the teal color and all. I don't know if she was an only child or not. I think it's important for them to find that out now, especially if there were any child, but definitely if it was a female child. I think it's very important to find that out right now. And also, yeah, I saw this. When I saw this, I was like, because she looks so kind of little sassy girl in that picture. I love that picture. So when I found it, I was like, oh, I got to share that. Because that's exactly, it's like I said earlier when we named the little chicken, Keikiokalani, child of heaven. Okay. Because unfortunately, this is what happens so often is someone ends up having to make the picture of the little girl, little boy, teenager, whatever, with their angel wings. So she becomes a Keikiokalani. And also her dimples, her smile. Okay, and you could see the attitude in her. She does look like her mom. Change her hair color, and she looks just like her mom. Totally. So FYI, guys, I usually go live at in 40 minutes. I'm going to skip that one for today. However, 6 o'clock my time, which is 11 East Coast, I have what we call Cantina. Just a time we can all come together. Anyone can come up on panel as long as there's no drama. Okay. Sometimes it's serious discussions. Sometimes it is laughing and having fun. Right now, I think there's a lot of us who need to kind of just get through the emotions of today, because this has been rough for a lot of people. I know it's triggered a lot of people who have past issues going on. It's hurt a lot of hearts. And also we will be doing Cantina tonight. She was definitely Bobo. I think she was definitely killed before school started. Like they said, I think she was already gone when they saw her return in that vehicle. And so let's see what else we got here. You don't have a teal heart, but you'll make green there. That combines together. Chicken lady, yeah. And teal, I'm set. Yeah, teal's a pretty color. So I'm going to log off at this point. I will post Cantina for 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. For those of you who've never been, come on over and join us. We have a lot of fun. Other than that, I will see you on Monday. And hopefully we will have some answers about Elijah before that. I know for Gianna out here in Hawaii, we're doing prayer services every Thursday right now. And Ariel, we keep fighting for. We keep fighting for that over and over and over. So Love each and every. For those of you who joined the Ohana today, thank you guys so much, and welcome to the Ohana. For those of you who donated towards my Get Loco a second monitor so she doesn't have to keep flipping back between 5 million screens. Okay, Windows, I mean, thank you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And Cassie is barking up a storm. You want to say goodbye, or you just want to be a little PETA? You're a pain in the, yes, you're a pain in something, that's for sure. So love you all tons, and I will see you in just about 2.5 hours. Love y'all. Talk later. Bye-bye.